Alrighty guys, I'm going to show you guys how to use tools, which is all these tools on the side. I'm going to tell you what they are, what they do, and how to use them. Most of you guys actually might have a top toolbar, but unfortunately I don't. I don't know why. It just disappeared, but it's not like too much. I think it's just like text adjustment, like changing the size and stuff, so you don't have to worry too much about that. And if you don't have one, you can just work with what I got and I'll show you, okay? If you have any questions about this top tool, you can just Google it or go to adobe.com/help. I have all your answers there from questions other people have asked. Alrighty, I'm gonna show you guys how it works. Real quick, let's get a new image just so we have something to work with. Just real quick. Just something to work with. Alrighty. Quickly just get another layer. Alright, now we have something to work with. Now I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to do everything. First thing I'm going to show you guys, real quick, you guys already understand layers, so I don't think I need to explain too much about that. Or you're going to understand layers. But the first thing is the selection tool. If you right click it, there's another one called Artboard. You're not going to need that unless you're trying to become a graphic designer and you're trying to sell your designs, shirt designs, logos, anything. You're probably going to want to learn that extra stuff. But to the people that I'm teaching just so they can do enough for their business, I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, the first thing I'm going to show you is the selection tool. Selection tool, you would just click on this layer right here, or just any layer, and it lets you select whatever layer you're on and what you're holding, and you can move it around. That's it. It's just a selection tool. And if you wanted to move the background, you would need to unlock the background, and you can move the background too. Alrighty. The next thing, I'm gonna free transform, hold down. The next thing is the wand tool. If you click on it, basically it's also a selection tool, but instead of selecting things, it selects a solid color. People usually use the selection tool to delete things. I use the selection tool and I click on this white area and I click delete. I can delete the whole white background because that's what it allows me to do. It selects the white area to where I can delete it. And then I click deselect right here. If you look closely, there's a kitty. If I wanted to take off just the black right here, like all this dark area, it would do that. If I want to take just this black part, it selects that for me. If I just wanted to take this white part, or this white part, or this chest right here, this little white beard, it selects the one solid color to do that. So whether I can delete it or I can color it, you know, I could take over here and go on like some pink, take the brush and just color that area. See? And then I click deselect. Look, now he has a beard. You get the point. That's what the selection tool is for. If you right click, there is quick selection tool. This one is kind of like, instead of grabbing one solid color, it grabs whatever you click. See the little arrow plus? The little plus button? If I click that area, grabs the whole back only. But let's say I want just the body. See, I'll click over here and I'd click over here and I want the body. I would just keep clicking until I have the whole body. Okay? I'm not sure what it is on PC, but on the Mac, if you were to hold down the Alt button, it kind of see the subtraction button when you hold down the Alt button. Try it on PC. I'm not sure if it works, so you're gonna have to check on adobe.com. You can subtract what you want. Let's say I don't even want the legs. I just want the body. See? There we go. And then I'd plus, then I'd plus, plus, minus. Damn. Now you get the point. That's very handy for the quick selection tool. You know, you can select and unselect certain things to work with it at once. Remember, if you go in the top and click select, you can always deselect it too if you don't know how to take it off. Now I'm going to show you what this is. This is called an eyedropper, but what I prefer to call it is a color selection. Let's say you wanted to use a certain color on the cat. To replicate the color, you click this color here. You click, let's say we want this brown. You click it, and literally it selects the best color in the grid for brown. But let's say I change my mind, I want this shade of black. Or maybe I want this shade of chest color. See? You notice all the colors are in different areas. Or let's say I want this shade of brown. You get the point. That's what all really it does, is it selects the color that way. When you need to do whatever you need to do, you can use that color to your advantage. See? Just all depends. You get the point. Alright, if you right click on there, it's going to show a pencil tool, or I'm sorry, up here. It's going to show a 3D eyedropper, this, and that. I personally do not use any of these other things because I don't need them. I just like to learn the basic tools, but like I said, if you're a graphic designer or an artist, you probably should learn this. Probably going to be very handy for you. But other than that, if you're just trying to learn Photoshop just so you can get your business going, you don't need it. Alrighty. Now when we go down, this is the brush tool. The brush tool is going to be used, well, it's very obvious. It's just like a paint tool. See? I can paint this cat's tail with this. It's just a paint tool. You're probably wondering why it's all like crunchy looking instead of like a ball. It's because I changed the brush. This is a paintbrush. If I'm pretty sure on PC you just right click, but on the Mac you hold down Control and you right click. If you look closely, I don't know if we can do that. Nah. Alright. There are different brush options. See? Look, there's even a leaf right here. You can make a leaf. Put some random leaves in there. You can also do this leaf too. See it? And if we were to change this green just so you guys can see it. Yeah. Has other stuff too, like these little sticks. It usually just picks around the same two colors. See these two colors? These sticks basically just mix those two colors or work around those rims of those colors and make a bunch of sticks. Same with this one. It's just sticks. It's kind of like grass. There's another leaf right here, except this one puts it actually in just random ass places. This is kind of like chalk. Everything. The best thing about these things, guys, is that you can change the size of it. See? You can change it to like ridiculously enormous, or you can change it moderate. You can also go in the front right here in this part, this top part. You can make it as blurry as you want, or you can make it as sharp as you want to. So you have options. These right here are just styles of brushes. Like this one's like a fan brush. Like if I were to make it a lot smaller, like this. See? It's like a fan brush. You know, the same thing right here. Fan brush. Basically what I'm saying is you guys do have a lot of tools to work with. So, you know, I don't want you to feel like there's just only one thing you can work with. You get the point. If you actually right click on this paintbrush, there's a pencil tool as well. The same thing. The only difference is that it's a pencil and it's much more sharper. So like here, see? It's just very forward and sharp. You can even see like how sharp it is over here. They don't even give you an option of less sharpening. Maybe just a little bit, like least sharpest to the most sharpest. If you scroll down, there's different kinds of sharpnesses. See, it's probably just straightforward. Yeah, I was right. Just straightforward. Pencil. It's just like legit pencil, like something rough if you're trying to work with rough. Okay, everything else on here, unfortunately, I do not use. yeah, I don't use that. If you're a graphic designer or you just like to learn just to have that extra skill, you know, to sell your art or whatever you need to do, you should probably learn that. You can go on adobe.com to learn all that extra stuff, but I'm not going to teach you here because it's not necessary. I'm just trying to teach the basics to people to understand this. Okay, this is not important either. I don't use this. This is just like a history brush. It's nothing. You can always click undo if you mess up right here and edit, or you can always go on this history right here, which is probably a lot easier. Alright, over here now, this is like the paint tool. Basically, like, this is like a bucket tool. If you right click on it, there's bucket tool and there's gradient tool. I'm going to show you what the gradient one does first. Basically, whatever two colors right here is your gradient. Let's say we want pink and we want blue. And we click this gradient. If we go downward like this, shows gradient. So you can see gradient. And the more you stretch it, the more it kind of like mixes the two colors, gradiates, whatever you call it. But the least you do it like this, see, the least it does that. So the smaller it is, the sharper it is. But the more you stretch it, the more it mixes and blends. So you understand that. You know, you can do it with any color. Doesn't matter. Hopefully you get the point. Okay, the next tool, if you right click, is called the paint bucket tool. This tool is just like a straight bucket tool. Literally, it's just a bucket tool. Look. Actually, let's clean this layer. Let's put a new layer just so I can explain it to you guys. Don't say. Bucket tool. It's just one solid color. So this color right here, this box right here is your main color. So whatever color is right here gets implemented here when you're using your paintbrush, when you're using your pencil, when, you know, paint bucket, gradient. Gradients for both, but paint bucket, anything, this is the main color. So if I wanted to say I wanted a blue background, baby blue, I would click blue as the first box, and then I'd put that as my background. You see? Perfect, beautiful background. Okay, and over here, 3D material drop tool. I don't know what that is. I don't use it. It's just extra stuff that you can use to learn. Alrighty. Now what I'm going to show you guys, I'm actually going to have to get an image from Google just to show you this. Wow. I don't even know what to use. Let's just use this one, I guess. Okay, it's not working. This one. Again, it's fine. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what and how to use the other tools. The other tool is, this is like a little touch-up tool. That's what I call it. Because you can burn things, you can dodge things, and you can sponge things. I'm just going to show you just real quick, okay? Basically what sponging is it takes the color off the image. Like, for example, let's say we want to sponge, I don't know, we want to be really, really creative with the image. If I were to sponge the cat's chest, if you look closely, it's turning black and white. You see it? That's literally what sponge does. It just removes the hue and replaces it with two dense colors, black and white. No, we don't want the cat's face no more. We want a black and white cat. We're gonna color it in. Unfortunately, it only does so much because it is a touch-up tool, guys. It's not like the whole permanent thing. It's just a touch-up tool. If you really, really, really wanted to make a, you know, black and white cat and you don't want like certain colors to stick out, you would just hold Control U or Command U on the Mac. I think it's Control U on PC. You would just turn down saturation. See? Right here. You can also turn the saturation all the way up, really make it stick out. You can also change the color too. Like, let's say this color was right here. You could change the cat purple, blue, green, orange. Get the point. This is obvious. Dark, light. That just goes And if you want it like kind of dark like that, or kind of light like that, that looks kind of cool. You know, purple cat, blue cat. You get the point. I need to leave it dark just so I can show you guys. But yeah, that's kind of what the sponge tool does. Is it kind of not inverts. It just removes the hue. That's all it does. Okay, burn tool. Burn tool is like a detailed tool. This tool is just a darkening tool. That's it. I use this tool when I'm actually creating graphic designs or images or touch-up images, or if I wanted to create a shadow. Like, let me show you something. I can't really make a shadow for this kitty, but I can try. Let's say we wanted to make it just burns it. That's what it is. It's a burn tool. It burns. Let's say we scroll up here and we want to use this, you know, kind of soft tool. But let's say we want it kind of big, so we're gonna click that one as well. We'll use this burn tool, and I don't know if you could tell, but it's already darkening. See? See, if I hold it really, 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 really long, you guys can actually see it. See? Once I take it away, you can see how effective it is. See? Boom. 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 Yeah. That's what it is. It's just a darkening tool. So if you're trying to draw something or do something for your business and you needed an area darkened, you'd probably use that burn tool. You know? Let's say we don't want Kitty to have eyes or just darker eyes. I don't know, because that's just what we want. We'd probably use the burn tool and just darken the hell out of it. It's a Halloween cat. See? It's kind of scary, but that's our cat. See? If I were to take it off, then I were to put it back on. That's just what it is. It's just a burn tool. It's a touch-up tool. It's really good. Okay. Last thing on here is the dodge tool. I don't use this tool. I don't even know what this tool does, honestly. But I have used it before. I just can't remember, honestly. Oh, I guess it's the exact opposite of what a burn tool is. Instead of, you know, a burn tool makes things darker right here, I guess a dodge tool just makes it lighter. Completely forgot. Now I just remembered. Look at that. Just lightens things. We don't want Cat to have dark eyes anymore. Guess we're just gonna try our best to lighten it up. But yeah, we don't want a dark tail. Let's lighten up that tail. See? Lightens up the kitty. But yeah, that's what it is. Dodge tool lightens. Burn tool darkens. Sponge tool takes the hue away. Alrighty, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is the text tool. Some of you guys, like I said, might have the text tool up here, but I don't, which is unfortunate for me. I don't even know. It literally just disappeared one day, and I don't know where it is since. But if you guys do have it up here, you might have an option to change the font size, change the type of font, which is like how the letters look, change the color, change like the design. There might be like a lot of different options for you here. But let's say you don't have this top toolbar like I do, then I'll show you how I use it. Okay, if I right click on here, there is text tool, which is horizontal, then vertical, and I don't use either of these two. Horizontal, you know, it goes forward. Oh crap, my letters are black and white, or blue. Just to let you guys know, if you want to change the color of your text, you have to do that. Make sure it's dark, then you type cat. Okay. With this, if I right click, I'm sorry, hold on. When I click on this, when I right click, I have an option to change it to different kinds. Like this is crisp, which means it kind of looks crappy. This is none, which means it's just regular. You get the point. It just changes, like, you know, a little bit of the style of what it is. Makes it look nicer. You can even bold here. You get the point. It doesn't really do much though. But yeah, I like to keep it too strong. Okay, As you can see, this is horizontal. It's going left to right. The second one is just vertical, which means it goes downward. So you can see I got cat downward, vertical. I got cat horizontal. So that's, you know, if you're trying to do something creative like that, it doesn't invest too much time, so that's pretty cool. If you want to change the size of your text, you can actually just click on your layer. You go to edit. You go to free transform. You can change the size however you want when you hold on to the corner. See? You can flip it. You can flip it. You can go it upside down, anything. And let's say you want it to be perfect. You just hold down shift. You can get it perfect angle. See? I'm letting go of shift right now. So yeah, shift, it keeps like the accuracy of the size of the text. Okay, the next thing right here is just a shape tool. I don't use this tool, to be honest with you, but when I do, it's actually very helpful. I'm just gonna show you just real quick what it is. It literally just makes shapes. Whatever color this is right here, it makes the color of that shape. So if we were to change the color to pink, and then we click the shape right here, see, made a pink arrow. And the reason for that is because it's on custom shape tool. So that is why. If I right click on custom shape tool, it has actually multiple kinds of little shapes you can do. It's not really that much, to be honest with you, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. More over here. Check it out. Talk bubbles. If you click on the little settings tool, it has multiple things. All animals, arrows, banners, film. This is if you just don't want to get. It's kind of like a little clip art area thing, basically. Like if I wanted this and I wanted it to be white, I quickly do that, and then yeah, you get the point. But that's what it is. If you go right here, white. If you go here, right click, it's the same exact thing for square. It's the same exact thing for round. You're probably thinking like, why is it still coming out pink if you chose white? It's because I have the layers all out. So if I were to delete, I have like the layer out right here. See, it's because I have all the layers out at once. If I were to close everything or, you know, master everything, then it would come out this color because it's just focusing on the shapes. But anyways, there's my white rectangle. I can actually move it around. If I really wanted to, I could take, let's see, I could take this cat layer, put it right over this layer, and look, I have a little box for cat. But yeah, that's what this is. It's just a custom shape tool. This also creates lines and stuff too. See? Lines. Alrighty. This one I actually use a lot. This is just a zoom in tool. If you use a Mac computer, you can actually just hold down Command and hold down the little minus button, and you can zoom out. And if you press the plus button, you can zoom in. That's what I do. But if you don't have that option, or if you're using PC, I'm not sure what kind of keys you can use for that, but you can use the zoom in tool. If you actually hold down the key, like the mouse key, and you go upward while holding down, you can zoom in. So you're holding down, you're going upward, you can zoom in. But if you hold down going backward, you can actually get a you know, look, you zoom out, you can get a view of the whole image. Get the point. Down to zoom out, up to zoom in. Okay. That's what that is. Now we're gonna go all the way up here. Or should we go like this way and then just work our way up? Yeah, let's just do that. Alrighty. The next thing I'm gonna show you guys is the hand tool. We're gonna be going downward and then just go back up. The hand tool, to be honest, I don't use it. I don't even know what it's for. I think it's just like this, but I could be wrong. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna need it. I don't use this tool either. This tool I do use. I really, 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 really like this tool. This is called the pen tool. I'm actually going to need to completely change my image if I'm going to show you how to use this tool. Go on Google. Basically what it is, it's just a pen tool where you can create you know, a pen, like an outline of anything really. Let's use this image. Maybe there's a better one. This one's better. I'm gonna show you how exactly it works. If this will let me. Nope. That's okay. I could have sworn I saw this. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Let's just use this one. I'm just trying to just grab an image just so I can show you guys something. Sorry, guys. Guess I'm just gonna have to beg it and open it myself. Alrighty, I'm gonna show you guys how exactly the pen tool works. The pen tool is really good if you're making cartoons or, yeah, just cartoons. That's literally just what it is. What you're going to do is you are going to need to select a new layer. We're gonna go layer, new layer, outline. Okay, it's important that you put a new layer. All right, the pen tool, basically you're just going to create an outline. If you want to create a black outline, you're just going to go all around whatever you're trying to turn into a cartoon. This is literally just for making cartoons. If you're not interested in learning how to do this, you can skip this part and continue going on learning about the tools. But if anybody is interested in learning how to do outlines for cartoons, you're probably gonna want to watch. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to right click and I'm gonna click stroke path. Now it's going to ask me, do I want, to create the outline in pencil or do I want it on brush? But here's the thing, I don't remember what I set for as my brush, so we're gonna go to brush real quick. Make sure it's not nothing weird. We just want a regular line with a sharp thing. Add a size. Let's say 5. Yes, 5. Okay. Now we can go back to pen tool because now we know exactly what we're working with. Right click, stroke path, brush. Okay. You see? Oh, I forgot the color. So since I made a mistake, I'm going to right click. Oh, actually, I can just go in history. This will probably be a lot easier. Just go in history, undo, undo, undo. We're gonna change the color first. I'm gonna right click, stroke path, brush. Okay. Then we're going to right click again and delete path. No, it's not good, but I did it really, really fast just to set an example. There's a little drop, a little teardrop or raindrop. This is the blur tool. Basically what it does is whatever layer you select, it just blurs something. If you don't want something to be visible, you blur it out. Look. I just blurred out that lemur's eye. I'm gonna blur out this lemur's eye. I'm gonna blur out this lemur's nose. It's a blur tool. If you right click, here's a sharpen tool. Basically what it does, it just sharpens, whatever is there. Like if you look over here and we sharpen this one. See, this is like compared to this eye, sharpened. You can use it just a little bit just to sharpen it just a little bit. It's up to you. Just what it is just a sharpening tool. So, okay. You right click, this is smudge tool. This is very obvious. If you don't know what the word smudge means, it means just to move something to something else. Like, look. I'm smudging. So I'm gonna go start here. I'm going to make like a little circle thing. See? Kind of disturbing, but you get what smudging means now. Alright. Now, I'm going to show you guys the erase tool. If you right click on there, this is not important. I don't use either of these two, mostly because there's other tools to do stuff like this, okay? We're just going to show you the erase tool. It's very blank obvious what it is. It erases. If you right click, there's different kinds of erase things, like soft erase. There's concentrated erase. There's even these kind of erasing. Yeah. It erases. Erasing. Alright. Over here, this one's actually my favorite. This is called Clone Stamp. I'm going to show you guys actually real quick how to use it. There we go. Okay. Let me give you an example what Clone Stamp is. Let's say for some reason we were making a portrait and let's say that, you know, we needed this exact size, but we want more of this green background. Basically what this is it clones a specific area and it prints it to another specific area. Look, check it out. If I make it this big and I hold down the control key, or I'm sorry, I don't know what it is for PC, honestly. I'm just going to tell you what it is for Mac, mostly because I'm not really sure what it is for PC. If you don't know how to use the Clone Stamp, you can always go on adobe.com/help Clone Stamp, but, you know, try to experiment with the keys and see what works. Or just go on Google too, that's actually just as good. We're going to make it just a little bigger. Alright, Clone Stamp. On the Mac, you would hold down the Option key. I think it's called the Alt key for PC. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. The reason it's not working is because these two aren't merged. I'm going to merge them real quick. Merge visible. I'm going to hold down, I think it's Alt. You hold down Alt for PC and you move it up here. But look, notice how it's like kind of like gradient-ish. We don't want a gradient. We want it a solid color. See, that's what we want. So what we're going to do is, actually, you know what? Gradient might actually be good. It might actually be good for this situation. You just hold down the Alt key, press the mouse key, and it copies. You notice how, see the little arrow right there? As long as I move this, it goes along with it. But you guys see that little lemur thing right here? It's copying the lemur. We don't want that. We only want the background. So what you can do is when you're filling this out, fill it out a little bit at a time. Then copy a different area. And then you fill that out a little bit at a time until it gets to the part you don't want. And then you just do the same exact thing and just keep filling it. See? Over here, same thing. Look at that. It matches. Bam. And you can see like a little ear right here. You could just cover that. And that is basically exactly what cloning is. It just copies something and puts it somewhere else. Like if I wanted to make another freaking lemur in here, I would just make it really, really, really big. Not that big, actually. That's a little too big. Hold down the Alt button, copy it, paste it right there. If we wanted like a dark one. See, look. See, notice how I move around? It shows the exact copy in a different place. Put lemur number 4 right there. I'm just making a joke, guys. You get the point of what I'm saying. That's what the cloning stamp tool is. If you right click on it, there's a pattern. I don't know what this is, honestly. I don't use it. If you use it, like I said, good for you. I'm not sure what any of these are either. But actually, I do know what they are, but they are legit not even important unless you're really, really, really serious about Photoshop and you're really trying to learn them. So I'm not going to teach them. for the sole reason that they're not that important. But if you're a graphic designer and you want to learn about that stuff, I highly recommend you take the time to learn it. Alright, crop tool. This just changes the size, okay? That's all it is. It's just changing the size. Lasso tool. Lasso tool is when you grab something, you can move it or you can select it. Check it out. If I draw something, this creates a selection. See? It's just like the magic wand, except you can be more specific. And check it out. If you click this moving tool, you can move it out of there. You get the point. If you right click on it, this is polygon lasso tool. Basically what this is just more specific. Check it out. If I wanted to I don't want to go freehand, I just want something specific. I double click it, move the switch tool, and I can move it there, or I can color it, or I can do whatever. Basically it lets you select it. The last one isn't important. This is also a selection tool. You know, you can select a square, so you don't have to use any of those things. You can also move it around, don't matter, you get the point. If you right click on here, you can do it to a circle, make a circle. If you right click, oh, I don't even know what this one is. This one ain't important. Basically, there's a circle, and there's your square. This is selection tools also. Magic wand is also a selection tool. So all these three things right here are selection tools. I'm actually going to explain something real quick about saving and images and stuff. If you click File and you click Save, you are saving the project. You're not saving the final photo, which means when you click Save into your computer and you click that that folder to try to open it, it's going to open Photoshop and it's going to open this. If you click Save As, it's the same thing. You need to click Export if you're trying to save this image as, you know, an image. You don't want to leave it open as a project on Photoshop. You want to leave it open as an image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. File, Export. You have two options for exporting. Two main objects. You can quick export. If you click quick export, all you got to do is just name it. All you got to do is just name it and find the folder you want to save it to. I suggest if you're going to be doing that, save it to a folder that you're very well aware of. Like, look, like lemurs. I'd save it to my desktop, obviously. But, yeah. The unfortunate thing about this is that you can't really change the PNG, which is like the type of photo. I'm going to explain that real quick, what that is. But when I click export, or file, export as, I'm going to save that as a final one, you know? It's going to take a while to load because that's the final exporting. Okay. Okay, see this? This is my final image. It's going to save as an image. This shows the sizes, the scale, blah, blah, blah. This shows the transparency. Doesn't matter. Over here, this is important. Okay, PNG. PNG means it's a file. You're saving it as a file. JPEG, you're saving it as a photo. You want to save it as a photo, so when you send that to somebody through email, it will show up as a photo instead of a file. It's just more convenient and it's better. Let me show you something actually. If you go on here and you type in PNG, lemur, PNG, it just removes the background. That's what it is. It saves you a whole bunch of time. Like if I just wanted to add this thing in here real quick, another lemur. I can't right now, but if I wanted to, I would type in PNG. Like, this can go for anything. I can get a tree, a PNG. I can get food, PNG. Basically, it just doesn't have a background. And if you can tell something doesn't have a background when it loads and there's like little white and gray checkerboard. Notice how there's white background. This means it's not PNG. This isn't. This isn't either, but this is. This is a PNG. This is something I can put in a Photoshop directly, or I can save to my computer and put. If you want the best quality, like I said, click View Image so you can actually see the image and put it to your Photoshop or save it or whatever you're going to do with it. That's what PNG is. I'm going to type in JPEG just real quick. Pretty sure JPEG is just images, but the file is saved as an image, so when you attach it to something, the image will show up as an image. I'm sure there's more reasons why it's called JPEG, but I'm just giving you like the main thing. The rest are GIF. You want to save it as a GIF if it's like something moving, but this is Photoshop, so most people don't do that. And the rest are not that important. So let's say, for example, if you were told, okay, I need you to make a 1260 by 125 pixels. What you're going to do is you're going to click on New, and you're going to see this. You're clicking New as in you want to pick the exact size of what you're going to create. You would type in the number 1260 by 125 if that's what it is. And then you click OK, and that's exactly what it showed, the exact size that you put in. If you're wondering the difference between all of this, pixels is when you're creating images, inches, centimeters, millimeters, points, all this is just different ways to create the image. I can't really describe it, but whenever somebody's asking you, well, I wouldn't say somebody, I would say like if you're trying to create something, like for example, if we were to go on YouTube, just real quick, I could show you. We were to go on YouTube cover photo size. See over here? Actually, it doesn't say it over here. We'll go to all. See how it says pixels? This will give you the exact size. So if you're trying to make a YouTube cover photo, you would just go on Google, type in YouTube cover photo size. It gives you the exact sizes you can work with and the exact kind of, you know, thing it needs to be made with. Pixels, inches, anything. The same thing for Facebook. Same exact thing. It's going to say pixels wide, see? Sometimes other programs, other things require different kinds of, you know, things like pixels, inches, whatever. You just have to do your research, that's all. Okay. So that is it, guys. That is everything that I need to show you. I hope this helped, and I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. That's all my tools that I could teach. I'm going to do filters in the next chapter.